Hello, welcome to Andy's 3D Views, ideas on how businesses are dramatically and demonstrably different. And today's business is a business that I've got experience of as a customer. They do all our IT. I'd like to hand over to Andrew from Resolve. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Thanks, Andy. My name's Andrew Seaton. I'm the director of Resolve IT Solutions. We're a Sheffield-based company that does IT support for small and medium-sized businesses. We can do three main things. We do consultancy, which is advice and helping people make the most of their IT systems and suggesting new ways of doing things. Secondly, installation. So often people will say, "Oh, thanks for your help. We really appreciate all your thoughts. Can you please help us get there?" So we might put a server in, or we might change the way the network works, or put some new software in. And thirdly, and by far the time we spend most of the time with our clients, is the support. So once something's in, we look after it. So if there's any problems with email or broadband or computers, and we'll deal with those and make sure they're resolved so they can continue to run their businesses.
Okay. Now the sort of IT industry maybe hasn't got the best reputation, if you like, for maybe some of the things it does to its customers. What do you believe is your dramatic difference as a business?
Sure. For us, it has to be customer service. You're right, it has got a really poor reputation. You ring some companies up and you get passed from pillar to post, or they won't ring you back, or you have to ring them on a premium number and all that kind of stuff, and it's just not great. And so what we try and do is we try and be completely different, and so we offer a really personal service, and we're really friendly, and we make sure if someone rings up and there's a problem, we'll ring them back within a specified amount of time, and we'll fix their problem within a certain amount of time, and we won't speak too much geek speak, and we'll try and speak to them in a normal non-technical way and explain their problem and get themselves sorted. Okay, so
I understand that, and that is this whole idea of sort of, I guess, character 4, which is about this whole experience. But how do you get the people to do that? Because again, with all respect, I often find that maybe people in the IT world aren't best suited to that traditionally.
Sure. I think there's lots of different ways, but it's really all about the culture. So we have a really strong team of guys who really understand what customer service is about, and then we make it quite hard for people that aren't who want to come and join our company to join. So we have online application forms. We ask lots of things about them, to the idea from Zappos via a blog post from you, Andy. So we ask lots about their personality, because what I really want to do is get someone who, yes, is technically good, but secondly really kind of fits within our culture and is able to talk about things they did on the weekend, and films and sports and all that kind of stuff, and not just about IT. And there's some companies, and there's some people that are incredibly clever and fantastic at IT, but really can't have a conversation. And I'm sure everyone's met a few guys like that, and they're fantastic for some companies, but for us they just won't fit in. And we need people that can hold a conversation and bring that personal side to IT.
So you would actually turn somebody down even if they were technically very competent? If it didn't fit in with what you're about, how you're doing it?
Absolutely, and have done in the past, and probably will continue to do so. In fact, I'll probably take someone who's actually much better at communicating on a human level,
yeah,
and train them, than get someone who is very, very kind of highly skilled, but just can't hold a conversation, because training is quite easy to do, but it's very hard to change your personality.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And obviously one of the things for me, you've grown this business very quickly, it's very successful, and you're doing very well with it. How do you keep control of things like that? I mean, it's okay doing this customer service stuff, but how do you check it's happening?
Yeah, sure. That's around KPIs, key performance indicators, and so we have plenty in our business, financial, in terms of marketing, sales, but the key KPI, if you want the KPI, would be our customer service one. So this is when a client works with us, and we say, well, there's two things. We want to respond to a problem, let's say your email's down. How quickly does it take us to respond to your problem, and how quickly does it then take us to fix your problem? And we kind of agree with it with the customer what that service level is, that SLA, and we keep a daily track on those, a weekly track, and a monthly track on those KPIs. So that means that within our industry, typically, I mean, in service, it's probably around the 60% mark. Our current first response SLA, which is how long it takes us to actually respond back to a client, is at 97%. Wow. And our fixed rate is at 96%. So they're kind of where we're up to. And so they mean that actually, as a business, 97% of the time, we're responding and fixing things within our agreed time frame, which is really important.
Absolutely. So how do you actually, does somebody physically give you that information? How does it come to you? How do you keep your finger on the pulse with that?
So that's reported on a weekly basis at a whole team meeting for the technical guys, so we know where we're up to, not only last week, how well we did last week in terms of our KPIs, but also in terms of on a monthly basis of a management meeting, and all the guys who work on the technical team as well have got targets, so they will know that their team needs to meet a certain SLA target.
So those KPIs really do drive your dramatic difference. They tell you that it's happening and everybody else knows it's happening.
Absolutely, and everyone knows that the most important thing is to make sure that we actually keep looking after our customers.
I understand. Yeah. Okay. And sort of what does the future hold then? Obviously you've grown this business, going very quickly, you're doing extremely well with that. What does the future look like for Resolve?
I really do think we're going to continue to grow. The IT industry as a whole has had a bit of a rough time in the last couple of years, but we've continued year-on-year growth, which has been absolutely fantastic. And it really is, it's not really rocket science, it's just looking after our customers. So when we come to speak to them and say, you know, here's your next contract renewal, they'll say, yeah, you know, all the time that we ring you, we respond really quickly, you've looked after us really, really well, yeah, of course, you know, we're going to continue to work with you. And that's what we want to do, you know, and when you look after customers and when you do a really, really good job, what you find is that they recommend you on to other people, and then they recommend you to other people as well. So we're not very kind of heavy sales, we don't have any kind of people on the phone, we don't do kind of heavy kind of email marketing or anything like that. Nearly all of our business comes from recommendations from other clients.
Okay, that's great. And if people did want to find out a little bit more about Resolve, what would they need to do? How would they do that?
There'll be a link below this blog post with our website, which has kind of got on the front page actually is some of our real customers telling real stories about how we look after them. So that kind of gives you a taste of what we kind of do. And then there's plenty of information that I'd recommend our story as well, which kind of just tells a little bit about the history of the company and kind of where we started from. Meet the team, it's really great to kind of meet our people and kind of understand what we're about. And if you've got any questions on any of that, or if you want to get in touch, if you've got a problem with our IT, just give us a ring. My name's Andrew Seaton, I'm the director, and so if I'm out, I'll try and take your call and give you a ring back.
Okay, well, that's the phone ringing, we've got to go, I've somebody's email down. Thanks very much, Andrew, cheers, bye.
Bye.